Good morning, everyone. It is Sunday morning here in the UK. Hope you're all having a good weekend. Hope you're having good times and doing fun things that you enjoy. And I'm here today not to play a scary game, not to do anything spooky, but really just to have a bit of a rant. Now, before I dive into the rant, I'll address the elephant in the room. I do not have my hat. I have lost my hat. It's my recording hat. Everything I record, I'm wearing that hat. So I'm breaking continuity in canon right now by going completely conehead bald and showing this monstrosity off on camera. So I hope you enjoy that. So I know I just said that this was going to be a rant, but it's not actually a rant. It's really just a stream of thought. I went to the cinema last night and I noticed something. I noticed that there's something quite major affecting that art form and affecting the medium of films. And it's a little bit annoying because it impacts the way in which we digest films and the way in which we kind of process them and appreciate them as singular works of art. Now, for those who don't know, I'm a big film fan. I go to the cinema almost every week. I've got one of those unlimited cards, so I'm there almost all the time, and I'll see almost anything. Almost anything. I'm not a big fan of period pieces. I've watched a few, but I struggle to digest those. Then they're not my cup of tea. And I obviously don't watch all the kind of the kiddie stuff. I do like animation. I like Pixar. I like Studio Ghibli, that kind of stuff. But the really kind of Tinkerbell and the Lost Forest, I'm not going to go and see that. That's not my thing. But I will watch most things that play at the cinema. I'm not adverse to certain genres. I'll go see almost anything. I'm pretty open-minded. Now, the title of this video is probably going to make people a little bit triggered. I love the Marvel Universe. I absolutely love the Marvel Universe. I've watched all those films many times. I go and see them pretty much on opening day. I'll see them at the midnight if that's an option. I love them. My dad was a huge nerd and is a huge nerd, much like me. He grew up with comic books and he loved them. And being around me and being in that kind of world of superheroes as I grew up kind of was a massive influence. So I have a lot of love for those films and have a lot of love for those properties. So this isn't a video to detract from anything they do. I actually do love those films. I'm a big fan of them. I can't emphasize that enough. But this is just something I've noticed, and I would probably say the Marvel films are the biggest cause of this particular issue. So this is it. This is the issue that's kind of irked me. Last night I went to see Joker at the cinema. Now, I went with the same group of friends I tend to go with every time. We have a little cinema group, and we all have the cards, and we tend to go and see films weekly or bi-weekly. We won't go and see everything, but we'll see pretty much everything. And Joker was a pretty big one for all of us. The critical reception so far has been amazing. It's one that we were excited for before there was a critical response because we love comic book movies. We love Joker as a character. I think everyone loves Joker as a character, and there was a lot of buzz around this film as it is, negative and positive. Now, I won't put this lightly. The film itself, in my personal opinion, was an absolute masterpiece. It's one of those films that you sit and see, and while you're watching it, you know you're watching something really special. It's very rare that you see a character or an actor embody a character so completely, and Joaquin Phoenix does that to the nth degree. I've never seen someone show so much kind of almost physical pain in almost every scene. I mean, he's on screen for the straight 2 hours of that film. He's never not in the focus of the camera, and he does an amazing job of bringing the character of the Joker to life. And I think that people will compare him to Heath Ledger, and he'll get compared to every Joker, I guess, that's in existence, and it isn't really a fair comparison, because Joaquin Phoenix is, as I said, he's on screen for 2 hours. He's had 2 hours to sit and build and mould that character, and it is an incredible portrayal, and it's an amazing origin story that's left very much open to interpretation. You could watch the film and go, yeah, that's exactly what happened in the film. Or you could sit there and pick it apart for days and go, did that happen, did that happen, did that happen? It's one of those films that you could really dig into. Honestly, a masterpiece. I think it will go down as one of the greatest superhero films ever, but it's not a superhero film. Anti-hero film, I guess. But if you remove the superhero and the comic book element, it is a fantastic film. It doesn't need to be a superhero film. And that kind of leads me into the thing that's annoyed me. Now, as soon as we got home, we tend to do this thing. I got home and I sat down and I'm chilling out and I'm processing the film. And a friend of mine, who's a great guy, really close friend of mine, he's very educated, he's big into his films, and he's very similar to me in the kind of films that he likes, messages me and we start talking about Joker, about kind of what was real, what wasn't, what happened, what did we think of the film. Having a good chat, having a good dissection of the film, and it was good. We always kind of get into that kind of conversation after films we really like. And then almost instantly, his question turned to, I wonder what the next one will be. Or I wonder if we can get him into a kind of a extended universe. Or Robert Pattinson's being cast as Batman. He's quite a young Batman, so that would line up with the story we've got here with Joker being a bit older. That was what kind of annoyed me, and I wasn't annoyed at my friend. I must emphasize that I'm not annoyed at him. I'm not annoyed at you. What annoyed me is that I've seen that before. I've seen it in myself, and I've seen it all over kind of mainstream editorial media online. People are constantly looking towards creating these multiverse, extended universe films now. It seems like films can't exist on their own as a film, as an entity. That's the start, that's the middle, that's the end. That is the film, that's the story I want to tell you. That's the end. Appreciate it for what it is. And that's really annoying. Not everything needs to be an extended universe. Just because this is a film about Joker, and massive spoiler alert, there's talk of Bruce Wayne in it. He exists within that world. It's part of the story. It doesn't mean we need another Batman versus Joker film. We have one of those. It was amazing. We have a couple of those. They're both really, really good. We don't need to build this into something else. This film is incredible on its own right. It stands on its own 2 feet. It doesn't need to become part of something bigger. Now, I completely and utterly believe that it won't become part of something bigger. But there is that kind of bubbling fear that it will, that they'll kind of try and shoehorn it into some bigger universe and have him face off against Robert Pattinson's Batman. And I think that would detract from this film on its own. As I said, this film is so open to interpretation. And the Joker as a character is a very unreliable narrator. And in this case, he's narrating his own story. So we don't know how much of it's real, how much of it's true. I don't think we need to then push that into a world where he goes off and starts fighting Batman. I don't think it needs to happen. This film should be appreciated in its own right, and so should a lot of films. And I think currently in mainstream cinema, there is this mad push to make everything about extended universe. How can we shoehorn in another character? How can we do 30 more films? Now, Marvel do it exceptionally well. But the blame for it kind of going widespread kind of lands also with Marvel. Now, Marvel did it fantastically. The way they set it up was amazing. No one expected it. Everyone went to see Iron Man. They didn't expect that little stinger at the end where we got Samuel L. Jackson, this kind of huge A-list actor, to just appear for like a minute at the end and tease something much bigger. And I think even when watching that at the cinema, I didn't think it would become what it has become now. I kind of looked at it and went, oh, so they're kind of looking at doing an Avengers film. That would be kind of cool. I wonder if they'll ever do it, but I didn't think they would. And now, if you look at the scope, it's a whole other level of stuff. But that's kind of infected all other films. The biggest example is the DC universe. Now, obviously, they've tried to throw something together, and they've tried to react to the way that Marvel are doing things, and they've done things far too quickly. Marvel had a film for each of their singular characters, 2 films in Iron Man's case, before they even met up and did Avengers. It was a slow burn over years, and it was teasing and growing and growing. DC just went, well, we need to get there, and they jumped in and started doing this kind of extended universe thing really quickly, and it broke them. I think if they'd taken the time to do it, they could have done it, but I don't think they needed to do it, because they already had a really well-established Batman franchise. Obviously, it had finished. The 3 films that Christian Bale did were stunning, and they stood on their own. You didn't need to link that into a Superman universe, or into a Flash universe, or into a Wonder Man universe. Wonder Man, Wonder Woman. These films can exist on their own. They don't have to be shoehorned into something else. I think that's the point I'm trying to get at. Now, another little spoiler alert here, Joker doesn't have a post-credits teaser. And I've seen loads of online editorials talking about, oh my god, Joker doesn't have a post-credits scene. It doesn't need a post-credits scene. The film is complete. It is complete, start to finish. That is the story the director wanted to tell. That is the story they needed to tell, and it's been told. We don't need any more. I understand that gluttony. I get it. When you have something fucking awesome, you want more of it. I do get that. It's human nature. It makes a lot of sense. I would love to have watched that film and seen it go on for another 4 hours, because it really was that engaging. But it didn't. It was 2 hours and it's done. That's the story. And that's fine. That's completely fine. It doesn't have to be anything more than that. It really doesn't have to. Now, that post-credits thing is something I've fallen foul to in the past, and I've seen it creeping up on me for years, and I think it's a problem. Post-credit scenes can be really cool, but I've gone into a Marvel film, sitting there with my popcorn, my drink, I've sat down in my seat, and before I've even enjoyed and appreciated the 2 and a bit hours of well-acted, well-directed, fantastic set pieces, humorous, emotional, before I've even dissected and looked at and enjoyed that whole 2.5 hour piece of film, I'm thinking about the last 30 seconds or the last minute of the film. And I'm sitting there going, oh, I wonder what the post-credit scene's going to be. I wonder what the next film's going to be setting up. And I do that for each of them. So then is that taken away from the thing I'm sitting there watching at that point in time? Maybe. I thought, probably. It's just weird to me. It's weird to me that that's the culture that's been built, and it's been built really out of these Marvel films. Now, I know that Godzilla is trying for this extended franchise thing, trying to jump in on that. I know that Warner Brothers, I think it was Warner, were trying to do an extended monster verse with like Frankenstein and stuff. I think that's fallen on its ass. I don't know. It just seems Fast and Furious. They do post-credit scenes. They're always linking up. Oh, who's going to come into the next one? Oh, it's Ryan Reynolds. I don't think we need it. I think they can be cool, but I think it's dangerous. I think it's dangerous to constantly keep hooking people with that next thing. I know that's how you make money. I understand that's how you make money. You keep telling people there's going to be more, there's going to be more, there's going to be more. I don't think that we, as the consumers of these films, need to kind of push for it to exist in everything. I think we need to revert back a little bit and learn to enjoy a film for what it is. Enjoy it start to finish and go, wow, that film was fantastic. And then we walk away from it and dissect it and think about it and kind of enjoy it again and again without thinking, that was great, when's the next one? That was great, I wonder if Batman's coming. That was great, where's the Justice League? I just don't think we need to be doing that. I think it really detracts from it. And Joker, I think, has wound me up to the point of wanting to make a video because Joker is so good. It really is a masterpiece. It's just the direction, the art design, the sound design is incredible in that film. But the centerpiece is Joaquin Phoenix and his performance, which is absolutely outstanding. That guy deserves to clean up at the awards shows when they happen. I hope he does. I think it's you can see he put himself through some physical turmoil to get to the point where he could be in that film. He is rake thin, and it looks agonizing. Every scene looks agonizing. The film is stunning, and that's why this has annoyed me so much, because rather than appreciating that film and that entity, we're just straight on to the next thing. And I've been guilty of it before, and this isn't pointed at my friend. This is just highlighted this as an issue, because I've seen it across all kinds of films and across all kinds of instances of us going to the cinema. Someone's always asking the question, and if it's not one of us, someone's asking it online. And if it's not someone online, it's a big kind of editorial piece from IGN or someone, where's the next one? I don't think we need to be teasing these next things all the time. Let's just make stuff and appreciate that thing for what it is. I'm not against multiverses and kind of extended universes, I'm really not, but everything doesn't need to be one. Marvel worked really well, but Marvel was lightning in a bottle, I think, and the people at the helm of that had that as a plan from day one. It's a planned out thing. It's not shoehorned. It's not just, oh, that did really well, let's stick him into something. That's my worry. This film's going to do really well. Joker's going to make a lot of money, and the studios will probably try and push for more. And I hope they walk away from it. I hope they say, no, I don't want to do more. That is the film. That's done. Leave us alone. That's what I hope anyway. That's kind of it. That's kind of my rant. I did say it wasn't really a rant, more of a stream of thought. And it kind of felt like a stream of thought, to be honest. But yeah, I just got to make this clear. I really love the Marvel Universe. I think they're fantastic films. I love what they've done. I just don't think we need to push that same approach into every single aspect and orifice of cinema. It doesn't have to be there. Let's just appreciate films for what they are. Watch them, love them, dissect them, do what we will with that particular film. But sometimes it's just nice to appreciate that is the film. That's the film from start to finish. It's over. Lovely. Wonderful. The story's been told. Fantastic. Batman isn't going to show up. Joker is just going to live his life out in the way that he wants to live his life out. Cool, so thanks for listening to my rant. Every now and then I will do a video like this that is a little bit different and a little bit out there and a little bit weird, but I think that sometimes it's good to get these opinions out. What do you guys think? Do you enjoy the extended universe stuff? Do you think there should be more of them? Do you want everything to be an extended universe? Or are you a little bit like me? Do you think that they should be carefully planned out and it shouldn't be shoehorned into everything? It should just be certain products and certain... Because it's a superhero movie, it doesn't mean it has to be an extended universe. That kind of stuff. Is that what you feel? Or do you feel like you hate them all, including the Marvel Universe? You don't want any of it. You don't want to watch 30 films to get the whole story. You just want to watch a film and crack on and do something else. What do you think? I mean, is it just me? It can't be just me out here that thinks this. But I just think it's getting quite prevalent in cinema. It's getting a little bit scary. Alright guys, that's everything from me today. I'm going to go away and play some games now, resume my normal content. Hope you enjoyed this video, this little rant. If you did, drop me a comment. Please drop me a comment on this one. It'd be quite cool to get a bit of a conversation going about it. Hit like if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to go and get some breakfast. Take care of yourselves guys. See you later. Goodbye.